Man, we're back in video game land, where I need to find my frickin' where I left off. We're getting pretty far. It might take 1 or 2 more videos to finish off Chapter 2. Whee! And then we get to go to the dates! Ugh! I don't even know which date I'm gonna do first this time. Adine is coming over for... Yeah, Adine is the magazine, Anna is the back alley, and the hunt... Was it the hunt? Who knows? Remy is the dinner, Bryce is... What is Bryce's second date? I completely forgot. Who knows? And then there's Lorm, which is Ipsum. Oh well! I like how it starts off and the first thing that goes to my body is, you gotta go pee! Thanks, body. How about you have some goddamn timing for once? Fun fact, by the way. There is a track called Dark Rock, which has appended to it evil ending in the title. It's fucking dumb. I also installed Excellent Player, because I do like this a little bit better. Oh, I don't know what any of this does, but I love it. Yeah. Let's get to it. This is a weird bit of sentencing. Like, the thing that gets me is that Tatsu Park is apparently not just a park, but also part of a government district and a boulevard. Like, that's a very broad definition of a park you're using. Usually a park, yeah, sure, it could be an industrial park, but then the industrial park is not also a nature park. So I'm going to write these guys as neutral as possible, because unlike Ophinia, I have no fucking clue what these people wanted their characters to be like. Also, Lunatic, fucking Final Countdown is amazing. Like, that's a good, solid arena fight. I think it has a little too many hit-scan enemies to really work as a concept, but I guess they're there to sort of spice things up a bit, but it's so fucking good. Ah, they picked such a good track for such a good concept. I love it. It's just, I gotta turn on the fucking loop. Loop. I got fucking ghost stories. Like, what kind of encounter is this, anyway? You run into someone, you help him pick up some books, and you're like, ghost stories, huh? And he just runs off? Like, there's a setup and premise in there, but nothing happens. It's like a joke where the punchline is just swept under the legs and hooked off. It's like, where's my punchline? Ghost stories, huh? Yeah! Whoop! My planet needs me, and the fucking animation frame just slides off. Which is how these characters move, yes, but... I'm not really feeling good today. The main thing that's really bothering me is I have not been able to get my lucid dreaming thing to work out. It's mostly my discipline. I wake up and I don't do my goddamn things I should be doing. Because I'm like, I'm so tired. I need to get past that. I need to wake up, do my shit, wake up in the morning, do my... I need to do it. I'm disciplined. Tonight, I'm going to do it. Tonight, I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to do my stupid, silly SSILD, and I'm going to feel great. I'm going to go back to bed, and I'm going to sleep, and I'm going to go, ooh. Dream recalling is going better, which is good. because that helps a lot to know that what your dreams are like. And my dreams usually involve a lot more moving than my day-to-day stuff does. I was haunted by some sort of weird robot thing. It was very mysterious. I don't remember it too well, because it's like half a day, like most of the day has passed, but it was pretty cool. It was alright. It was neat. So the thing that gets me is how Emra is sitting in that seat. That's the thing I haven't brought up, but it's really kind of an interesting topic to talk about. Oh no, this one's actually CG. Where is it? I think it's chapter... No, I don't want to see those stupid fucking plastic... Yeah, that was one of the car designs I wanted to go with. No Emra? Yep. Like, I think this is like the worst shot of a blooper they could have taken anyway. Oh wait, this is chapter 3. Oh yeah, because chapter 1 doesn't have many of those, does it? Yeah, this is the one where, that looks... Like, the meat looks really good! That's some tasty-looking meat slabs, but... Something about the image as a whole just bothers me a lot. I think it's more thematic than, like, the person bothering me. Oh, that's why I mentioned the arrow, because you don't know what's up otherwise. Here's a black hole. You want to go in it? A scroll. That's, something alright. What I'm looking for is... Like this. The way Emra sits doesn't look like she's actually relaxing. Like, she's basically using her back for stability. She also has a fucking monster chin here. Like, this isn't relaxing at all. Her tail is curled up. Why isn't her tail curled down? Like, why is she sitting in such a very... Like, she's not even resting on her spine, which would probably kill her because she's not made for that. But this position just looks... very unrelaxing. Why doesn't she just lie down parallel to the bench like a dog would? No, Amara, why didn't you call us before now? Like, up to this point, there's really been a good reason for you to come to us and be like, okay, listen, I organized a lot of this crap. I kind of gave it up. I don't like the Dutch word for approach I'm using there, benader, isn't too good. Because it's more cautious than it really should sound like. Why does it get you evil points if you're just laughing with her at someone? Like, evil points would be mocking her specifically. Like, say what you want, but here you're humoring someone with political power, which isn't like... The evil points are like being naughty and mean, but... I don't know, gossiping behind someone's back doesn't seem to fit that category too strongly, since it's a private conversation. Ah. I like how it's only, if you met her. Otherwise, oh yeah, like this I don't get. Why this? There is technology for changing names, and why does it only happen here? A truly mysterious Joko has occurred. That's a very awkward way to put it. Let me fill that knowledge hole. I like it. Actually sounds better the other way around. Too bad they aren't both Ks. For helping. That's such a fucking term fancy people use, isn't it? God, this is awkward. Because it's really the exact same sentences. Oh no, it's the video. Ah, tomorrow! Finally, we're gonna do some fucking D&D stuff. I'm going to get my first taste. We've decided I'm going to use my Bard Bold, who was adorable. What are your stats again? I think he's got -1, -1, 3, 0, -1, 0, and another 3. So he's not bad for a Bard. He also has like 12 in performing, strings. Because the DM we have is like, oh, you start off at level 5 because everything before this kind of. I understand where he's coming from. Like, looking at the way stats work out. Also, Sword Sages start off. No, Sword Sages, I think, yeah. Sword Sages start off with like 6 times skill points and like 4 times everyone else. Like, holy shit. Goddamn. Hot ziggity. Zippity doo dah. Why? Why don't rogues get that? Do rogues have that? Do rogues have that? Look at the rule books. Why am I doing... I'm translating and I'm looking this up. Why not? This stuff has basically become my own fucking podcast at this point. Very short podcast with 0 guests. Rug. That's 49. Usually there's some offset because the first pages aren't crazy fucking offset. I hate this. Yeah, so even they only get 4 times multiplier. But they go into the Tome of Combat. Oh, I know why they did that. I know why they did that. It's because it's a warrior class, but it's... So, Crusaders are basically paladins / the big tanky guy. Warblades are kind of like fighters. Monks, I guess, maybe? Or maybe these are... But these are clearly supposed to be like the rogues of the bunch. The rogue warrior. The idea being that original fighters kind of suck, and paladins are also apparently kind of garbage. They don't grow fast enough to keep up. And this fixes it by giving them spells of sorts. They can only use them once. There's a whole bunch of cool fucking rules dominating them. But this is the one class I've seen in my lifetime which has a 6 times skill points multiplier level 1. Meaning that at level 1 you have like 6 times 6 plus your int modifier. So if you have a lot of int, you get just so many skill points. The weird part is, you don't get spot. You do get listen, but you don't get spot, which is very awkward, because most classes, if they give you listen, they give you spot as well. This one gives you neither. Wow, Crusaders just kind of stand there. They're kind of like, oh, my ears aren't working too well, Sonny. You're going to have to speak up a bit. Oh, here's the Warblade. Nope, nothing. Weird. I guess the reason that it does get so many classes skills is... If you mix this in with a rogue, though, holy fucking shit, you're going to get yourself some cross-classing. Although this only counts at level 1. So you start one at level 1, and you can't hold on to skill points, so even if you switch into rogue, you're kind of fucked. Oh, well. I don't think if I'm allowed to show any of that, but whatever. If someone has a problem, I'll do the footage again. Look. I really do love the Tome of Combat Battle, though. Like, it really makes warriors more interesting. Adds a lot more finesse to their attacks. Like, every single one of the stances and the strikes and the boosts, all of it's, like, really cool, and they have all their own ways of getting it back. And then you can use martial studies, and you can get one even if you're not a worse in any of those classes, and it sucks because you only literally get 1. And it's like, why? You can only take it 3 times, and it takes a whole fucking feat. Ugh. Like, sure, warriors can pick it up, but they can only go 3 times, and they only get 1 maneuver per. Ugh. Actually, I think I know a better one for this. IC feels very callous, by the way. Like, why are you saying it like that? Like, it's good to know. Good to know. Like, it feels so very rough of you to say IC to someone introducing themselves. Like, whoever does that? Who does that? Unless it's like you don't give a crap. But you should. She's important. I like how she keeps using your name. I say, what wind has blown you here today? That sounds nice. It kind of carries the same feeling. Like you don't even know why you're in Tatsu Park, which again, probably Izumi's note, and very, very likely to make you find the sphere, because the sphere leads to a good end. Here's a weird thing. If Izumi helps you with the good end in that way, does that mean that Lorm's good end is the canonical one Izumi wants you to get? Dun dun dun! So this is very different. Ah, the park is a natural attraction. I should know, I had a hand in its creation. The north side is really something you gotta see, especially this time of year. I really recommend it. It's very different from the text as it is originally, but it carries the same context. What's weird, though, is that she goes from I've hand in creating it immediately to recommending the north side for some reason. I don't think there's anything you need to do with the north side other than that panel, which I guess is a clue. Like, maybe that's the point. Huh? How do you say this? I like how she sets up a park just for her own fucking breaks. Yeah, this one's a little bit different, I should say. Want to know a secret? The park was mainly suggested because I wanted to enjoy my breaks more. Like now. It's really nice outside. You know? Really carries that sort of lax tone that would come with that kind of saying. Like, it's so weird that she's such a bitch to Remy. How do I translate nerd? Really? Those aren't appropriate terms for nerd. Although I guess it's using this description, which, yes, that is... geek. Maybe geek gets me a better one. This just gets me geek. Nerd. Does nerd exist in Wardentanel? Yes. Someone who in the eyes of others has boring hobbies and doesn't entertain trends or fashion. Nerd! Computer freak. Computer fanatic. Computer freak. Computer insane person. Freak. Fanatic. Someone who knows a lot about computers and the internet. Lover! What? Person with odd ideas. What? Ah, words. Well, Ari's ears malformed anyway. So here's the thing that gets me. In Dutch, this is a lot worse than it is in English. Because Dutch aren't as keen on malformity abuse. And the school environments are a lot less hostile in that way. You'll be surprised how nice the Dutch schools are compared to what the American schools tend to display. And then how Emira would act. Like, she would not get away with this shit. Trust me. If anyone caught whiff of that in the Netherlands, she'd be out of a job at the end of the week. Just because of slander and someone having to save his political ass in the process. Kind of like if Jeremy Corbyn would run up on the stage, shit all over May, and be like, I'm a professional! Like, basically that, and someone just throws him out the building and says, you're not Labour, just to save face. That kind of sense. Although it seems like a lot of the ministers are kind of self-employed. There's no, like, major party behind them. Which is odd. You'd think there would be party or something. Uh-huh. Wait. Oh my god. Why isn't this one anywhere else? Oh, that... Oh, I already did them. What? Why am I becoming so dumb? Oh. Ooh. It's only one evil point. That's alright. Here's the funny thing. Emerald's mood is a thing, which is very odd. It only comes up once, and the only thing it does is whether or not she gives a damn. So mysterious. Very Jogo. Wait, they know where the dog is? Dogs, I can assure you, are a human creation. That's highly unusual. There. I said my say. That was fun. Let's move on. Like she's trying to excuse herself. This part. Yeah, I got a good bit of going here for me. Visiting Ember feels like the weirdest part of everything. She doesn't seem like someone who's... Like, she doesn't feel like she's consciously abusing her power. At least not actively trying to abuse it. So here's something funny. If yay, this one is used at the beginning, like isomere, though I think both letters are capitalized. Like, as if it was Y, because fucking hell, it's called the Greek Y. It's really awkward. We have odd relationships with letters. The Dutch just can't make up their fucking minds sometimes. God damn it, Emma, what the hell? That's an awkward sentence. That's gonna get a fucking rewrite, because it sounds very stilted. So, let me just try and make clear what's the stilted part is. It doesn't sound very well. Actually, I should have waited for you at the portal to welcome you if something hadn't come up at the last moment. It doesn't sound good in Dutch this way. It sounds a little bit more stilted, or maybe I'm just used to that type of talking. So the funny thing about approval, its approval is goedkeuren, but if you reject something, it's afkeuren, which allows for this nice little moment, but it also, you know, odd thing. It's not goedkeuren and slechtkeuren, as in slecht meaning being bad. God, that's really hard to do, to switch like that. Oh. So here's an odd thing to consider. Emera clearly thinks ahead really far if she considers this. Like, in the Dragon world, they're not, like, doing space exploration or anything. What is their reason to live? Because everything makes it sound like dragons are sort of just stagnating for years. They develop cultures and then just discard it, going back to their old ways all over again. Or else they would have developed more practical chairs by now. So the funny thing is, I think the reason Emera got this job is she was the minister that was present. She was the closest one with clearly the sufficient nuance to know what the hell she was doing. Fucking idioms. I need to look at that word. Idiom. Idiom. Oh. Okay. But it's not really an idiom. It's weird how you repeat the questions. This doesn't happen very often. Or maybe it does, and I'm only now noticing. Okay, so how fucking low is this crap? It's only like 1,000 or so words. So we're making good headway. I think, I hope, I fucking hope. I'll go Emera doesn't really care too much about religion. Man, I remember when my, why am I calling it fucking shopper? That sounds like someone who fills your fucking, the shelves. I'm really happy because I remember back in the day when my hotkeys were just terrible. I also haven't used Fraps in forever. It just isn't good. Like, Bandicam can record the whole screen or a portion of it, and Fraps hooks onto things, which is very annoying. So this is very different. If you read the placket, you'll know that the park was made in honor of our so-called creator, and if I say creator, it's because the word isn't exactly right, no matter how often people use it. Why do I keep feeling vibrations? Am I having phantom phone syndrome? Why would I have that? I'm not expecting any calls! And I don't get that many calls anyway. What the fuck kind of conversation is? It was a very nice conversation! I also gotta say, one thing Angels with Scaly Wings does, you know, the funny thing about Night in the Woods is that you have to double down on one person and one person only. In Angels with Scaly Wings, you have, putting aside the fucking chapter problems, because you can't do all the side characters. Putting aside a whole bunch of crap, okay, what was I gonna say? You can pick every single time someone else. And you can double down on dates and then just fill them out in the end, because you really don't need to do 4. You have 4 and you have 8. So you have some spare time to just do whoever you want. Like, I did Adine, and then I did some side stuff, and then I did Adine again. It works out. If you know what you're doing, you can make it work. You can't do all the side stuff in one go, because I think there's just too much of it. There's Kevin, Katsuharu, Sebastian, which isn't on the first time, so we'll exclude that. Kevin, Katsuharu, there's Emera, there's Zhang, so that's already 4, and then there's Sebastian and some other stuff. So that's all across different chapters, so it doesn't really work out too well. There's probably someone else in chapter 3, too. Skippy here. Actually, I'm going to remove this because it sounds a bit more fluid. Let's do the system part. Actually, I might want to pull out... I'm not going to go to Dropbox like that. That's pretty fucking risky. Whew. Actually, I need these. No, I need these. Don't click fucking Ert. You're gonna ruin everything. If anyone sees Ert, they're gonna fucking kill me. Actually, I already have chapter 2 open. Oh, this is where Maverick shows up. Actually, I need scene selection, so I need chapter 1 open. Really? But really? Huh. Okay. Is that everything here? Yeah. Okay. Oh, here it is. I just love Sassy System in this context, because it's like, yeah, I know you're gonna fuck a dragon. I know what you're gonna do. Oh man, I feel so sad about this, though. This is such a sad moment. Oh no, this is Maverick. Well, next time, we get Maverick and we get Mystery Ambience, and I am gonna finish this shit up. We're not that far away, actually. Even the Sebastian meeting is kind of shit. I'm gonna have to do this all next time. I can't weasel my way out of this one. Oh, it's a lot, though. Oh, these are all like the things. Oh, God. Oh, man. I don't think that translation exists despite it being perfect. Ah! I said words, and it excites me. I love words. Consider this the first opportunity to select what date am I going to do first. Next time I'll do the rest. And don't forget, you get to pick a date, you get to pick a date, you get to pick what I got to do first. It's gonna be great. How about we do a little bit more? Just a little bit more. It's kind of weird that civilians are being mentioned. You're never really cued in on how busy the environment is. Are you in an empty area? Are there lots of people? So weird. Like, just Maverick just fucking does this and everyone just fine with this? I guess he is known as a cop. Alright, today is sandwich day. Whee! Sandwich day. The funny thing about, like, what the fuck is Maverick's point? Like, what is his point? Like, what is going on in Maverick's head at this point? I hate that people say that Maverick is right, because he's clearly gone off the deep end at this point. He thinks there's a huge conspiracy going on, which we know nothing about. Izumi is a conspiracy. He doesn't give a shit. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't add up. Maverick has just gone, like, he's right, but he's nuts. He shouldn't be rehired or anything. After this, he should be fired for being dangerous and not following procedures. The loose cop who doesn't abide by the rules does not get to keep his job. That's not how the rules work. If you start legitimizing that kind of vigilante behavior, you start endangering lives of civilians by saying, it's fine if you kill some people as long as you solve the terrorist conspiracy in the end. Maverick will be drawn to fucking court for attacking an ambassador, attacking another ambassador, screwing up a trade deal, interfering with an investigation, then going after his victims. He'd be in problems. Even Anna getting off easy is such a fairy tale. There's so much evidence, and at that point, Anna would probably just confess. I mean, sure, okay, she has cancer, fine. We'll say she gets off clean because she's gonna die anyway. She's already getting the death penalty. But Maverick should not get off easy for this. I don't care what their laws are. They've got to have laws against this kind of crap. Like, Bryce and Sebastian are like, there are rules for this shit. And no one brings it up. Ah! I also forgot. Sebastian's with 2 A's. Whoops. Where is this fucking line? Oh, I actually did it right. Woo! I came because I wanted to fuck a dragon. Wink. Like, at this point, if you complain to Bryce about this, how does he not immediately get a suspension on top of his forced leave? Ugh, I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it. Like, the one good thing that comes out of it is that in the RP server, he's just, like, he's below Sebastian, who did his fucking job right. Like, he got promoted, yes, and I guess he would be, but he didn't get as big as one. What was it again? Captain versus Lieutenant? Although, admittedly, they might have just promoted him to keep him out of actual business. As Lieutenant, he doesn't get to do as much field work, I imagine. He's a little bit more removed from the situation, which makes sense. Like, you can't promote someone to not have it. Like, that's what they do with Anna. They give Anna all the administrative operations so that she cannot do her illegal crimes. It makes sense. If you promote Greg to manager of the store, he's less likely to be on the floor and stealing shit and putting cups on his ears and doing crimes. That was great. I love it. Like, why would we be honest, Maverick? At this point, you still have your job. If I told you, you'd still be an official officer who has a lot of influence to push whatever I say through. Wouldn't you have to ask Emira, who organized this shit, by the way? Huh? Just saying. Just saying Emira might be a good place to start. Maybe your boss, who probably has had this conversation, has a better relation with me, and probably would know. Or Sebastian, who's been outside my fucking house all the time and would probably know. If a KGB agent walks up to you and says, I'm a KGB agent, he's probably not a KGB agent. Or he's a really bad one. Or he has a very good Machiavellian scheme. But if he does, he's smarter than you, and you've already lost at that point. Like, you've already lost if a KGB agent walks up to you and says he is one, because whatever his plan is, it involves you getting upset. You loser. Man, I love these moments. These are great. I love these moments. Because they're like picking apart the story, and I love the story. It's fine. It's serviceable. It's great on the first playthrough. It just doesn't work on the... Oh, fuck, I forgot. The soundtrack changed. Why do I still have those old projects? That's not the one I want. This is really not the right trick. It should be mystery. That is really fucking spooky. What? So this is different. You know I can't make anything of you is basically that I can't touch you. It's like I can't do anything to you. Jesus Christ, Maverick, at this fucking point, your life is already over. After you break the portal, shit isn't getting better. He confesses to that, by the way. Someone does. Like, why? Like, I know I'm not in the position of the greatest trust. I know that at this point the human ambassador doesn't have a huge amount of sway. But the guy who kicked his ass and has already violated the code of conduct and assaulted an ambassador for no reason other than some vague suspicions, I think there's one person in that situation who has a stronger case than the other person in the situation. This is super fucking spooky. Reza probably doesn't want to kill you because Reza knows you're gonna die anyway, so Reza couldn't give a shit about... Like, Maverick gets killed because he shows up. Reza kills him out of self-defense and because he needs to complete his mission. Reza does not kill Maverick or attack Maverick with the intent to kill specifically out of a personal vendetta. Say what you want, Maverick, but you've earned that bullet, and it deserves to be there. That's gonna be the title. You've earned that bullet. It's a great punchy title. I like how he compares you to Reza, too. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's a nice punchy one. Ah, I can't top that, and I'm getting super excited. That's not good. Ah, ooh, ah. Hoo-ha-hoo.